All 50 U.S. states have passed laws allowing citizens to carry certain concealed firearms, and most require a permit. While local and state regulations differ, more and more law-abiding Americans, including a growing percentage of women, are carrying a concealed weapon for self-protection and defense. In our final segment of Remington Outdoor Company's Firearms Safety Series, we're discussing this growing trend and how to safely and legally conceal, carry, and if necessary, use a handgun. With us is History Channel's Top Shot finalist and 2002 South American Games champion, garnering 3 gold medals, Gabby Franco. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Olga. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Before we get started and talk about, the importance of firearms, I do want our viewers to see this video of you. I mean, you are just unbelievable. Tell us the history. You've been shooting for a long time, target shooting.
Yeah, I've been shooting for 22 years already. I used to shoot Olympic shooting and now competitive shooting, which is called USPSA. And I love it. It's a very strong sport and challenging.
And you went to Sydney too for the Olympics.
I went to the Pan American Games in 1999 and I won a silver medal and gave me the plaza to go to the Olympic Games in Sydney 2000. So that was a very huge achievement, as you can imagine, for an athlete.
Good for you. Yes. An Olympian here this morning. And I know you also travel around the country talking and teaching the importance about carrying, conceal and carry. Tell me what that means.
Well, conceal and carry is the ability of a law-abiding citizen to legally carry a weapon concealed, whether on your body, in a fanny pack, or in a purse, for the purpose of self-defense.
So when you go around the country and you talk to women, and I think it's mostly women, about the conceal carry, what are you hearing from them?
Well, one of the interesting things is that I see more women interested in self-defense, and I think that's awesome, because one of the things I believe is that nobody should take us for granted.
That's true.
You know, we can do things, and I see more women strong and determined to take action and be responsible for their own safety.
And we're going to talk about handgun safety, but before we do that, what would you tell a woman, let's say me for example, what I need to know before buying a gun?
Well, I think it's very important that you know exactly why you're getting this firearm. Okay, that will determine the type, the size, and the caliber. You need to train, you need to get trained, and most importantly so far, I think, is that you need to know the responsibility that gun owner has.
And what role does, I don't know if this is a silly question, but what role does a woman's size, let's say, I mean, I'm very petite, and you're petite too, have in defending themselves, let's say, against, someone that's really large?
Well, generally, men are a lot larger and stronger than women.
Let's be honest.
On top of that, they are more aggressive. Okay, and that's a reality. And that's why I encourage all women to use a tool. Let's call it like that, a tool that they can use to protect themselves. Could be a firearm, but could be a pepper spray, a pocket knife, or even self-defense training.
What a great
Remember that there's no fair fight when it comes to defend your life.
That's right. Good answer there. I like that. Now, in terms of practicality, I know carrying a concealed weapon it varies from state to state, even from city to city.
Yeah, the laws varies from state to state, and that's imperative that gun owners are on top of their game and they know their state laws. We have in Florida, we need a conceal and carry to carry a firearm, but then you have other states like Arizona where they can just open carry. So, you have to be knowledgeable on your state laws.
And talk to us again about the R51. We recently featured it in our show a little while back, but tell us again and reiterate the benefits for this weapon, let's say for a woman.
Well, most of guns are designed for men, and I think Remington did a smart move to release a firearm that is good for men and women.
And I'm glad you said that, because when I went target shooting with my husband, he let me borrow his weapon, and it just wasn't good for me.
Yeah,
it wasn't a good fit. So this is something that
it is, and it's amazing the way it can fit well in a man hand. I mean, look, my hands are very small, and yet I can shoot that firearm very comfortably. I really like, so you can see the gun is unloaded. What you can really see is very easy to rack the slide, which for women is a huge deal. The recoil is very manageable. It's a very accurate firearm. And I think something very good feature, the magazine release is ambidextrous. So you can be a left-hand shooter, a right-hand shooter, and still you are going to be able to remove the magazine.
And what's this one here?
That's my competitive
Oh,
gun.
this is your competitive. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
This is a Para USA pistol in 40 caliber, and you can see it's unloaded. It's a very nice, accurate gun. The magazine holds 16 rounds of 40 caliber.
I'll stick to the R51. That's good for you. So just to wrap it up, what advice would you give to women who may be thinking of carrying a concealed weapon, taking classes, starting to maybe learn how to defend themselves? What would be your last parting words?
Well, first of all is, sometimes they are afraid, they feel fear. And that's normal because when you get into a field that you're not familiar with.
Especially this one.
Yes, you're going to have that feeling. But the most important thing is that you look for people to help you to overcome those fears, like an instructor. And like myself, I'm an instructor. And that will give you the tools and the knowledge for you to feel more comfortable. Remember, knowledge is power.
Yes, it is. And I learned she lives really close to me, so I may be target shooting with
Yes.
you. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And of course, if you'd like more information on all of this, about carrying a concealed weapon and what you need to learn, just go to thebalancingact.com. And as always, give us your input, concerns, or questions about today's topic as well. Simply log on to Facebook /The Balancing Act Fans.